Hello, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another goal check-in video. This one is all about my business goals. So because my personal goals, I'm chopping up quarters a little bit differently, and frankly, they're just very different goals. I think it makes sense for my business goals just to have their own videos. And so that's what we're gonna do. They are just gonna be quarterly. I don't think it makes sense to talk about my business goals on a monthly basis, but each quarter I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna share how Q1 or how the prior quarter's goals went, and then I will share all the goals that I have set for the next quarter. Q1 did not go as planned, not even like a little bit. You'll see I didn't even track things or check them off. I'm gonna talk about all of them, but I need to just do a general overview of Q1 before I go into details. So we always knew that we were moving, right? That was always a scenario that was gonna happen. I don't know that either of us really realized how much effort was going to go into packing and moving and unpacking and house projects. And so that is my fault, but also I don't know. I'd never moved. I moved before, that's not true, but I've never bought a house before. I've never moved with a child and all her stuff. So I feel like it was just it was hard to estimate, and I definitely thought I was gonna have more time to work than I did end up having in Q1. But the other big piece of life that impacted my ability to work in Q1 was that my husband had a family emergency on his side that is still ongoing. So we got the news the week of our move, I don't remember if it was Monday or Tuesday, but it was the week of our move. And then we moved on Thursday and he went to Houston on Saturday. And he has been back and forth multiple times. One time we went with him, but most of the time he's going by himself. And so we're here, Lila and I are here by ourselves. And we have a fantastic support system. I mean, my mom, my sister, my sister-in-law, we have a fantastic support system. It doesn't mean that it's not hard. My husband is a very, very helpful hands-on, both dad and around the house. I mean, he cleans up the toys every night. He does the dishes. He does the grocery shopping. There were things that all of a sudden now I also needed to do and fit into my schedule. And it was tough. I'm trying not to get emotional about it. And it still is. He literally left yesterday to go back down there. So that was the biggest driver. I mean, the move was part of it. Unpacking and packing was part of it. But the biggest part of it was that the number of days this quarter that I have not had my partner in life here has been a lot. Has probably, at least in February and March, has probably been more, he's not been here than he's been here, truthfully. So that I think is the biggest reason why that I didn't really track anything. Now, did I do things? Yeah, I worked. I uploaded videos. I held community coaching calls, right? I did stuff in Q1, but not near as much as I intended. So let's go through them one at a time. The first one is the revenue goal. And I did have revenue, don't get me wrong. There was money that came in Q1. I didn't track any of it. I did make numerical goals for all of them except the podcast, because the podcast didn't have an exact date for our return. So I never ended up putting dots down for the podcast. But for revenue, I did have a goal. Honestly, I didn't even look it up to see how far I got because it didn't matter. It doesn't matter. The next one was the in-person event. And this is the number of task blocks I had planned to spend on that event. It was a lot. I had a lot of things I wanted to do in Q1, and instead I did the bare bones. And I know those of you who have bought tickets, I owe you neighborhood suggestions, all kinds of things that I had intended to send and do. And it is just it didn't happen. So I did the bare minimum. The tickets are on sale. So if you are interested in coming to our in-person event in August of this year, it is in Chicago. It is gonna be so much fun. It is gonna be a blast. But I have not done much more than put the tickets on sale. So that is what I did there. The podcast has been kind of up and down. We've done most weeks we've recorded. Have they gone out on time most weeks? Probably not, which is always my goal with the podcast. Because it is more of a hobby, but I use my work hours to work on it, I include it in my work goals, and I think that's still important. I think I still need to do that, but I really do not want to procrastinate it. I don't like when the episode is not ready to go on Friday morning. The next one was to do some monthly sales. I think I did January and I did February. I just didn't check them off, and then I didn't do the March one. So I did some of them. I made some progress there. I don't think I probably did them as thorough as I would have wanted to. They probably weren't, the emails probably weren't as well created as they could have been. The sales numbers probably could have been higher, but it is what it is. The next one was email marketing. And the little dots I put on this one was that I wanted to work on it once a week. I at least wanted to spend some time on it every week in order to make progress. This is a big goal with a lot of steps. And instead of getting specific about what pieces of it, I just said I wanted to work on it every week. Obviously, I checked off that I did it week 2, and then I never checked in with it again. I don't think I ever worked on it again after that. I think because I think the week, that next dot on there was the week we got the news. And I think I was like, I had to cut to bare minimum at that point, and that was not a must do, it was a nice to do. So, and then the last one was task blocks. And again, I could check things off here. I could go back. I did track all my numbers in Q1. So I could go back and check off all the ones that I did and see that progress, but that's not the point. I mean, yes, it is sometimes nice in this video for me to be able to give you specifics and say I did this percent or this percent. I'm not obviously gonna share exact like revenue numbers, but I do like to say like I hit this percent of my goal. But that's not the point of the dots. The point of the dots is for me to be able to see the progress throughout the month. I like to hang this above my desk, and what I like to do, I can't remember what quarter, I was trying to remember what quarter last year I started tracking this way, because I knew I needed a way to see progress on my business goals throughout the quarter. And so I hang this above my desk, and then each week I pull it down and I check off all the progress I made on all these things over the course of that week, and then I put it back up. And then I can see the progress that I'm making. And it's so inspiring to me. This quarter, it just like stayed in a drawer and didn't end up happening. So it is what it is. This is one of the times though that I am absolutely, absolutely thankful that I have the flexibility that I have. Because if I didn't have that flexibility, this quarter would have looked a lot different. Now, if I was still working my corporate job, just complete transparency with you, my income was higher. My business does not make what my corporate job. There was a point that I was really close before Lila was born, or really before I got pregnant. And then I got pregnant, and then my productivity just like plummeted. And then Lila was born, and then I just don't work as many hours. And so if I was still working my corporate job, I would have probably just outsourced a lot more, right? Instead of factoring in me going to do the grocery shopping, I would have gotten groceries delivered and paid for that extra fee and the tip and all that jazz. And it just would have looked different, but I am thankful that we had to pivot. I cut back to the bare minimum in my business to keep it going, and the above and beyond just needs to wait. So let's talk about Q2. As I'm talking, I'm realizing that maybe I was a little bit ambitious for Q2. I definitely didn't try to jump back up to my task block goals that I had like pre everything happening, because I know Sam is still gonna be back and forth to Houston a bit. But I also feel like I'm in a little bit more of a rhythm now and a groove of things that I can be a little bit more consistent. And I think there's a mental aspect to this as well, right? When things are fresh and hard and difficult, like mentally getting myself to work. Sometimes it wasn't even about the hours, but like the mental game. And I would just like sleep instead, or I'm not going to go into it, but you get what I'm saying. I'm in a better place than I was 2 months ago, even if our circumstances haven't really changed. And so I am rejuvenated and excited about the goals I've set for Q2. And the irony is I have more. Technically I have 7 goals for Q2, but they're smaller. Like the effort I'm putting towards each of these is lower than it was in Q1. So the first one is a revenue goal. I don't actually want to set a revenue goal, if I'm being totally honest. But the colors, which are new, you'll notice, line up with my sticky notes for my Kanban board. And I need a color that's like all the ongoing stuff, the community calls, YouTube videos, etc. I need a color for all that. And so that is what the revenue goal links up with, is the sticky notes that go on my Kanban board for my recurring tasks. Now, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, if you're hearing me say these words, Kanban board, recurring tasks, I have a video for you called How I Plan My Life, where I go through all of my planning process of my goals and my time and all of those things. And I explain it all in detail in that video. This is my quarterly business goals is just one component of that whole system. So maybe I won't even set a revenue goal. Maybe what I'll do each week is just like add in dots and check them off like as I go. And it will just like growth progress instead of like putting dots and having blanks just for this one. Maybe I'll just track it as I go. I haven't decided yet. I clearly haven't put in any dots yet. I haven't decided for most of these. The next one is the podcast. That one I will track just in the same way. The goal for this one is to have the video or have the episode ready to go before I go to bed on Thursday, right? That it just goes live on Friday without me thinking about it. So I will put a dot for every week that we plan to have an episode, which I think we're not gonna miss a week in Q2. Because we only skip weeks if one of us is gonna be out of town like the majority of the week. Like when I was in Argentina, if one of us is just going over the weekend, we just make it work, right? So I think I'll be able to put like all 13 weeks or whatever for Q2. The next one is my task block goal. So I'm still setting a goal here for task blocks. I am lowering it. I know with everything going on, what I have set in the past is not feasible, and it's yellow now because I don't have a sticky note that's yellow. All the other ones have sticky notes, but I don't put my task blocks on my Kanban board. That's the order, by the way. The order of these is just word GBev. Okay, the next one is marketing. And what I mean by this, there's two specific things that I want to market in Q2. One of them is the Q3 version of the planner. Now I know you're like, wait, hold on. I'm watching this video in April and you're talking about a Q3 version of a planner? Yes, because it has to happen that far in advance. No, it's mostly made, right? I have a full year version made, so the Q3 version is not that difficult. But I still have to create the listings and tell you it's up and all of those things. I did not do a good job of that with the Q2 version, let's put it that way. But I want to market the Q3 version of the planner. The other piece that falls into this goal, the other thing I want to market in Q2 is, if you've been around, you know this is coming, the mid-year refresh. Every year for the last couple of years in June, I have put on a mid-year goal refresh challenge where I send you videos and worksheets to refresh your goals halfway through the year. It's something we've done for the last couple of years, still incredibly helpful in my opinion. And so we will be doing that again this year for sure. So keep an eye out for that. But that falls into the marketing category. The next goal is kind of falls under the email marketing one over here, which if you watched the version where I talked about my Q1 business goals, I talked about how my email marketing vision, it includes a lot of things. But the first step of that, before I like start creating email funnels and actually participate in email marketing, the website needs a little bit of love. I don't even have the planner on my actual website, y'all. It's only on Teachable. So, that's the other hard part about the way I have things set up right now. I'm not planning to shift that around. Like, we're sticking with Teachable. I still have my planwithlaken.com. That's not changing, but there's some inconsistencies there and some pages that need to be moved around and just some updates with all of that. So that is a component of what I had set for Q1 that I'm just focusing on a smaller subset of what I'm trying to accomplish in Q2. So there's three main aspects to my website. They're like things that I talk about, right? There is the community, there's the planner, and then there's the annual goal workshops. My goal for Q2 is to update the community stuff and the planner stuff. And if I can get through that, that will feel good. The next Q2 goal is merch. So if you saw the video that went live last week, the current merch is on massive discount. I don't know what's left at this point by the time you're watching this video. Changes, I'm making some changes with it. So that is what this goal is all about. I'm not gonna go into all the details. You're just gonna have to keep an eye out. But the current stuff is on super discount. We're trying to clear it out, clear it all out. And then once it's gone, then we're gonna have some new stuff coming. So keep an eye out for that. And then the last goal is the in-person event. All the stuff that I had planned to do in Q1, my goal is to get that done in Q2. Because Q1 included putting the tickets on sale and the other stuff, and now I'm just focusing on the other stuff. So it is still a lot, especially now that I've talked it all out. It's a lot. It's a lot that I'm trying to get done, but I've got 3 full months to do it, and I am feeling more inspired in general, just in like life. I'm just like thankful for a lot of things and inspired by a lot of things, and I'm ready to get to work and not. This is gonna sound so cheesy, y'all, but I'm ready to not like blow what I've got. You know what I mean? So with that, if you made it all the way to the end, comment below with just a rainbow emoji. Just because like those are the new colors that I've got for my business goals. Comment below with a rainbow emoji. And if you liked this, if you have a business, I want to hear about it. Actually, that's what I want you to put in the comments. I mean, the rainbow emoji is like, I'm here to look at all the rainbows. But if you have a business and you set business goals and you find this video helpful, comment below. Let us know. Tell us about your business. I want to hear about it. I want to hear about your business. You can link it, include the links, all the things. I want to hear about your business in the comments. Share with all of us what your businesses are. And then let me know, would you be interested in more like business focused content? I've always kind of like stayed away from doing business content. I mean, like if you are a community member and you have a business goal and you want to chat about it, I'm happy to do that. But specific like goal or videos about business goals or any of that kind of stuff. I've definitely like stayed away from it. But let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. I'm no expert by any means. It would all be coming from my personal experience of owning a business for however many years at this point. But if that's something you'd be interested in hearing, or something, I don't know, maybe there's something like different or extra. I mean, we do have a group chat for community members that have businesses, but that's about the extent of it. So that is gonna be it. I'm rambling. Lila's probably gonna be up any second, so I need to be done with this video. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, please click that subscribe button. I upload new videos every week focused on helping you achieve your goals. Thank you so much for watching. Stride away? That's not what I wanted to say.